data with each other. We pay each other. And right now, in this day and age, we are all connected with each other. This is a lie.
So this was a major leap for us, and I'm really sorry that this happened.
We're not connected with each other. We're connected with conglomerates, data merchants, who we involuntarily trust with everything we do. When we share data, they get it first. When we talk, what we say goes through them first. And when we pay each other, we pay them first. And because of how the internet works, we can never see what happens to our data at the backend. It can be stored, it can be sold, it can be altered against our knowledge. And this problem will persist, and it will grow until these corporate monopolies own everything we know. But now, we have a way out with nOS. NOS is the vision of a new, better, transparent internet. A new internet that adopts the NEO smart economy for transparency, for openness, for safety, for true honesty. This is our opportunity to take the red pill. We just have to take it. nOS, smart internet for a smart economy.
The founder of nOS, Dugteren.
Thank you. Wow. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dean van Dugteren. I'm also known as Dean Press in the NEO community. And right now, you might be asking yourself, what did I just look at? And what you just saw is a vision. And not just my vision, but what I believe is the vision of a lot of people here, and the vision of those who might be watching at home. And that is the vision of an open society. And what better platform than to start an open society than the internet? And as you may know, the internet comes with a bunch of problems. And in my opinion, one of the greatest problems is that it's inherently dishonest. And I'm about to drop a bunch of technical jargon in here. Applications have closed source server-side backends as a necessity. So in layman's terms, I'm talking about code that we cannot see that's hosted on servers. And this code gives us a total lack of insight. We are unable to see what happens to our data. And corporations take advantage of this by processing and selling this data without our consent or knowledge. If you've watched the news lately, you know that privacy laws by social networks are being broken countless times. So let me give you a visual demo. I'm going to post something cheesy on my newsfeed. I love NEO. Hey. So now that's on our newsfeed. Who would have thought, right? 2018, welcome. So, who are things that the actual process is Dean makes a post, and then the post ends up on a newsfeed without any processing of data? Show of hands. Good, good. If you didn't raise your hand, you should have, gone to the Facebook conference, which was earlier this week. It was at the US Senate. I heard a lot of important people were there. So, who are things that the process is maybe a little bit more like this? Dean makes a post. Apparently, Dean likes NEO. And as we all know, NEO is a popular science fiction movie character. So we should sell these data to science fiction movie lovers, dating and food delivery service. And then we post it on the newsfeed. So who are things this is more likely to be the case? Right. Whoever thinks this should be the case. That's another word for you can put your hand down. The problem is we don't actually see or know the difference. We just see this. We write a post and it comes on our newsfeed. We don't know that our data is being messed with until we find out through corporate scandals, when the corporation screws up, leaks data, gets hacked, that kind of stuff. And in my opinion, corporate scandals should not be our main source of trust. It's ridiculous. So, what technology do we think of when we think of a solution to trust? Blockchain, that's right, blockchain. Okay, easier question. What's our favorite blockchain platform? That's right. Bitcoin. No. and building. I'm sorry. And building a new type of internet and integrating that with the NEO Smart Economy. That's exactly what we're doing with nOS. So, you can think of nOS as a virtual operating system that is completely powered by the NEO Smart Economy. And this operating system lets you connect to an open internet. And we call it the open internet because applications can choose to be fully decentralized, open, and transparent. So let's recap something about the traditional internet. It's not transparent, it's generally insecure, and our privacy relies on the intent and the expertise of the developer. But even then, you know, a developer can still screw up. The problem is we don't know. So let's compare that to smart contracts. Now, smart contracts are transparent. Therefore, they are reviewable. And they also allow for native integration with the smart economy. So applications can benefit by integrating digital assets, identity, immutable data, you know, the killer app, ICO, stuff like that. Now, putting these two together, traditional server-side backend code and NEO smart contracts, you might not see a difference here. And that's because there isn't any. Because with NEO, you can use, oh man, this is Times New Roman, really? Okay, let's just pretend it's a cool font. So, with NEO smart contracts, you can use existing web languages to build your smart contracts. So, it's an extremely minimal learning curve to do this with NEO. And if you're clever, you can port over, apart from your existing application, to the NEO Smart Economy. There's also a high responsiveness due to the high amount of transactions per second, and there's a large and engaged developer community. If you want to learn more, you can check the speech, which was all about this. So that is the summary of the open internet. So to access this open internet, nOS introduces a client. And this is a client built for desktop and mobile. And it comes with a decentralized web browser and sort of app store on which you can discover applications. And for building these applications, nOS introduces a bunch of JavaScript and web language APIs and libraries in order to easily make these decentralized applications. So here we have a visual demonstration of the nOS client. We can log in with our NEO account, so we can use our encrypted private key, we can use our WIF for our ledger, and then we can access the open internet. We're now plugged into the NEO Smart Economy, and we can connect to all these Smart Economy applications. So here we have NeoBlog. Now NeoBlog is like WordPress or Medium, except that it's completely decentralized. It runs on the NEO Smart Economy. And what's cool about this is that your data remains completely immutable. You're the only one who can edit and manipulate it, and no one else can. So since we're already logged in to the NEO Smart Economy, we can just go to the NeoBlog domain, and we are instantly logged in, and we can, get our own customized data. We can see articles from people that we follow. So here we're reading an article from people that we follow, but we can also instantly write our own content. So again, what's cool about this is, it's immutable. So we post this, and it goes on our profile. And there's no separate logging in that we need to do because we're already connected to the NEO Smart Economy through the nOS client. Here we have another application. This is the VDT Network Node Manager. So here, VDT Network is a decentralized render farm built on the NEO Smart Economy. So here you can manage your render tasks, you can manage your render nodes, check your rewards, stuff like that. And again, you just visit the domain and you're instantly logged in and able to check your data. And this is weird. Glitch in the matrix. Okay, I'm just going to improvise here. So so those are two use cases, two applications that you have running on the nOS client. But it can apply to a whole bunch of different applications as well. For example, you can use any traditional application or web application, including gaming, social networks, and again, it can integrate with the NEO Smart Economy. So you can natively integrate with tokens, identity, assets, all the stuff that the Smart Economy offers. So let's hope the next slide. Yeah, there we go. So that's a demo of the nOS client and the APIs. Another cool feature is the Universal Smart Contract. So the Universal Smart Contract, hey, Times New Roman, my old friend. So the Universal Smart Contract is a single smart contract that's hosted on the NEO Smart Economy. And this smart contract contains popular functions, logic, and storage methods that any application can call. Any application running on nOS and NEO can interact with this smart contract that's already hosted on the mainnet. So an application can set up its own customized database structure on this smart contract, and they can use all these functions and logic and methods to build a decentralized application. So if an application is smaller scale, or if they don't have the funds or ability to build their own smart contract and deploy it, then they can call the Universal Smart Contract offered by nOS. And it's completely integrated with the nOS client. So this allows for very quick prototyping and development of your application. And then another important feature is native integration with token exchanges. But before I get into that, I'm going to go into a key part of this presentation. And that is the nOS utility token. So the nOS token has two main utilities. And one is for the application end, and the other one is for the user end. So developers and projects can stake tokens into an application in order to register their domain, get hosted, listed, become discoverable, and they can get rated by decentralized authorities. And that's where the second part of the token utility comes in. So decentralized authority means that users can stake tokens in order to gain voting power on the nOS platform. They can vote on applications, and these applications gain a reputation based on these votes. And users can get rewarded for truthful voting through airdrop rewards. And there's a bunch of benefits that come with this. Applications can actually earn through their reputation. So if an application doesn't have its own profit or revenue model, or they don't introduce their own token or fundraising methods or whatever, simply by being a high quality on the application is already enough to make a profit, earn revenue on the nOS platform. And a high reputation also means that the application becomes more discoverable. As I said, there is a decentralized app store of sorts, and with the decentralized authority, with the votes and the reputation that it gains, it becomes more discoverable on that app store. So it's democratically decided how these applications rank. Users are also protected from low reputation applications. So if an application has a low reputation, it becomes less discoverable. And if it's a very low reputation, like scams and such, then users might even receive a warning before they access the application in order to protect users. And this is a technical back-end thing. We have voting quality mechanics in place, and we are working on several of those to make sure that voting remains truthful and applications' reputations remain realistic. So those are two main features, utilities of the nOS token. One for the application end and the other for the user end. And both of these include staking models. But, oh yeah, and the token sale. We're planning on distributing these tokens through a token sale in early Q3 2018. But there's another token involved with the nOS platform. And you could call this the main end user token. The one token that everyone will end up using in order to interact with all these different applications that might all introduce their own different tokens. The one token that you as the end user will end up utilizing is gas. Thank you. So, gas can be used for you to interact with different applications that will introduce their own tokens. So let me give you a visual example. Here we have an application called job token. And on job token, we can create a simple job, and we can stake job tokens in order to reward a user who completes that job. But we don't have any job tokens. But we can still create a job posting. By creating a job posting, nOS will detect that you're lacking the job tokens to complete this interaction. And through the integrated exchanges, nOS can convert your gas to purchase these tokens at market value, bringing more liquidity to both, to gas and all the tokens involved in these applications. So this is a very simple way for you to purchase these tokens, and then once you click buy and confirm, the tokens are connected to your transaction, and then the interaction is complete, and then you have your job posted on job token. So you can imagine all these different applications with all these different tokens. All you end up using with nOS is gas. So, as a developer, you might want to get a head start on development, and before nOS hits the mainnet, you want to build your application, you want to communicate, you want to try things out. So you might be asking, when flying? So we're planning to release a developer client MVP, so people can start building, and we're not planning for that next year or even next quarter. We're actually planning to release that today. So after this presentation, you'll be able to go to github.com/NOS, and you will be able to download and start using the nOS client for developers. You will be able to set up your private net development stack with nOS Local, and you will be able to use various DApp examples to kickstart developing on the nOS platform. And these are the people who made that happen. So, on the bottom row, we have two amazing people from Belgium here. They're sitting, there they are, they're raising their hand there, fine. Maurice Dallerup and Jeroen Peters. These guys have been contributing as open source contributors to the nOS client, and they've done an amazing job, so thanks to those guys. And then on the top row, we have the current core development team. So, who here is familiar with the Neon wallet? That's good, everyone. So, Matt Huggins, he is the maintainer of the Neon wallet. He's an extremely talented full-stack developer, and he is a full-stack developer at the nOS development team. Then we also have Jason Perry and Bethia. He is also a developer at City of Zion, just like Matt, and he is the creator of NEO Ruby and also an extremely full-stack developer. And he also runs an amazing coding school in Florida. So if you want more information about him, he is Bethia on Twitter and GitHub and Discord. And then there's me. I am Dean van Dugteren, also known as Dean Press on Twitter and GitHub and Discord and everywhere. So, and I am the founder and CEO of nOS. I'm also I'm also the creator and developer at VDT Network. click DJ, and the NEO app starter kit. So that's for the core team. Now, as one of my favorite R&D managers of NEO, Malcolm the Reader, likes to say, if there's any slide you want to take a picture of, it's this one. Well, not this one literally. He does a NEO slide, but I do this one. So let's take a picture here. Like a squad. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you can find all our social links on nos.io, or you will be able to. You're going to be able to sign up to our newsletter. You can join our Discord channel right now and start talking with different developers and the core team on discord.nos.io. We also have our Telegram, we have our Reddit, and we have our Twitter NOS platform. So, thank you everyone for your attention. Let's build a smart internet for a smart economy together.